Hello, 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 hello. So, welcome to Rise and Vibes. Tonight's episode is not sponsored. However, if you would like to be a Rise and Vibes sponsor, feel free to send me a DM, email, text me, whatever you need to do in reference to figuring out what sponsorship looks like for you, what you're trying to accomplish by sponsoring the shows. If you haven't seen the reach of the show, I have it pinned to my profile so you can take a look and see what the reach is like of Rise and Vibes or the Rise and Vibes brand. So, tonight's guest, I feel like needs no introduction. I seen him come on, so I'll go ahead and bring him on. And we'll get right into who he is, what he does, and the whole nine. If you are not now while we are waiting for him to get on. And yeah, hey, how are
What's
you?
up? What's up? How are you?
So, first, I want to tell you thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and speak with us. I appreciate you. I know all you guys are super, super busy. So, the fact that you take at least an hour out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to me and let me get all in y'all business, I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you for reaching out. You know what I'm saying? So that right there was just very humbling. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I'll start off with one of my questions and then I'll get right into the fans' questions, okay?
Okay,
All right.
let's do
So, tell me how you got into cars.
it. It's a long, long time ago, in a
Couldn't have been
very,
that long
very
ago because you're
far
not even
land.
that old.
Man, let me tell you. I mean, I get that question a lot. I tell people I kind of just started because I just always used to like things that ticked and move and anything that was mechanical at the time, but
Right.
I've always just kind of just been a creative person at the same time. So I started off with model cars at first, and then I started into lowrider bicycles. I had a lowrider bicycle. I actually just picked it up a few months ago to finish it off. um but yeah, started with the lowrider bicycles, and then next thing you know, I always thought that I was gonna have a lowrider, because I was kind of big on the lowrider scene.
Right.
And then from there, uh, Fast and Furious came out. So it went from wanting a lowrider and all that to Fast and Furious, and um, it was like, all right, well, now I want a Honda, And then I came home and my dad brought me a Camaro, and then from there it just took off. So I just did what I could with the funds, and the things that I had. All I had was Advanced Auto Parts and a couple, Summit Racing books, or something like that,
Right.
and it's been up ever since.
So how did you get your Instagram name? What where did your Instagram name come from?
My Instagram name came from you know my friends. ATL Muscle is the crew. Stayed down from the very beginning, and everybody know. I like to laugh, I like to joke, but sometimes I kind of cross the line. I'm a habitual line stepper. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So it's like they be like, Chad, chill out, man. Chad, you ain't got no chill. And then when I had got my fifth gen Camaro, it was like I was trying to brand it because I had the ATL muscle thing going on, and I was trying to brand the car, brand myself, and the No Chill Chad just was, it just flowed out so smooth. So
Somebody said tell it all. That they sound like they saying you ain't telling the whole
yeah,
story.
yeah, that's the whole story. Look, I'm a habitual line stepper. I mean, like I be chill. I be chill. I'm humble and everything, but sometimes I may get out of line a little bit, or somebody step on my toes. Then yeah, I'm gonna definitely jump over the line. But and then I wanted something like that branded the car itself too. So that car at that time was No Chill. Like I wanted to be like, this car turned up. This car can get out there and turn up a little bit, and um, so the car itself was No Chill, and then myself was No Chill. So it just kind of came hand in hand.
Okay. All right. So what made you decide to be closer on the new gen side versus traditionally the old schools?
So, I've just been a car person in general. Um, like I said, I started more on the old school side when it was like, because I was in Hawaii at the time on the West Coast and everything was lowriders, you know what I'm saying? But there was also people that had like, um, I remember when the Sebrings came out and, there was some nice Mustangs out and, it was always just a mix of cars. If you just like it, you like it, whether it be new, old, foreign, whatever. And then like I said, when Fast and Furious came out, I was more of a cosmetic person. Like, I wanted the rims and the lights and the hydraulics and the airbags and the wings and all of that kind of stuff. And then I even had, I had a Chrysler 300. Some people probably know me from back then. I had a Chrysler 300 and everything was done. It was show quality. So I had Lamborghini doors and I had, 24s on it and TVs and music. And I didn't even pay attention to like motor work or nothing like that. It was just like, you know,
He was just gonna make it pretty.
yeah, as long as it was clean. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, always wash my cars. My engine bays was always clean. It was always that show quality of just details. And then when I bought my first car was a Camaro. Then I had bought the Chrysler 300, and then I told myself I was gonna get that fifth gen Camaro when Transformers came out. And then I was about to put some 26s on my 300, and I was like, let me go see what I can get with this money before I go buy some 26s. So I hit up my partner that worked at a dealership at the time in Lithia Springs, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we got some Camaros." Went down there, traded my car in, pulled off the lot with the Camaro, and I think just like most people, because that car was a V6. I didn't really, I love horsepower, but I didn't really know too much about it, to be
Right.
honest. And I got the Camaro. It had to be an SS. I was like, it just had to be. And just like most people, you think cold air intake, a little handheld tune, and now you're running a muffler delete, now you think you're running, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, that's when the Chargers was out, the Challengers was out, the 300, the Camaros had just dropped.
Right.
So everything was really new at the time.
Right.
Old schools was still cool,
Right.
but it was just like, everybody wanted all the new shit. So kind of went through all of that phase, but I learned a lot. My ATL muscle group put me on a lot of stuff, really started honing down into more of my craft, from cosmetic to performance side of it. And it just kind of, I was like, as I learned, it was like, all right, I figured out on this car, let's go to the next car, same recipe. And then it just, got to the point where it's like, all right, well, now I want to just go back to my early childhood and do what I couldn't do when I was like 17, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of jumped in the game with this F body. And it was kind of good timing because right now, old school is really like the wave to move. It was just good timing.
Yeah. So I'll say this. My Camaro. I'm on my third one.
So I'm on my, let me see, four, fifth, six. I'm on my fourth.
So
Yeah.
I'm on. So when Transformers came out, I had to get that. And my first one was a yellow Transformer Edition Bumblebee.
So, man, so at first, when it dropped, I was like hyped up about it. But then when I saw like, I'm not one of those like anime people, and when I saw everybody was hyped over like, oh, Bumblebee, Bumblebee, I was like, you know what? I don't want no yellow fifth gen Camaro. I don't even want none of that tied to me. Like, oh, Bumblebee. Yeah, I was like, I
Listen,
don't
the
want none of
kids,
that.
when I pass by them kids with that Camaro, they just love it. And I'm not even a cartoon like anime person, but I had to get Bumblebee. I just had to. I had to get Bumblebee. And then they didn't have any stripes on my car, right?
Uh-huh.
I went and got stripes put on my car. I told them I'm not taking this car off the lot unless y'all gonna give me some stripes for free. Guess what? I ain't do the stripes like down the sides. My stripes went down the
The
hood,
hood.
over the
the-
top of the car, and down the back. Right? Somebody T-boned me in that one, right? So I couldn't. They totaled it out, right?
Right.
Then I went to the auction and bought a red one. I was like, this cool, but it's red. And that's a regular color, right? So then 2020, my birthday, I wanted to go get a green one or an orange one. And I wanted
Right.
it that day for my birthday, but they didn't have it. They told me they could order it. So that's how I ended up with the blue one. This
So on the
probably gonna be
fifth,
my
on the
last one.
15, I think 2010, 2011, they had a few colors that were only in production those first 2 years, and that was the Imperial Blue Metallic, that was the orange one, uh, the yellow one they made a couple years. It was like a teal color. Um, what else? Gray. Gray. I know you in here. It was like a couple colors that they came out with that was like limited, and they put a lot of metallic and pearls in those colors. So
Right.
um, I love that car. You know what I'm saying? I really did. But money talks. So
Yeah. This will probably be my last one because, like I said, this is my third
aqua
one.
blue. That's what they said. Aqua blue. That's
My
yeah.
first one was a 2010. My second one was a 15. And then this one is a 19 or a 19. I'm not getting no more. The only way I get another one is if it's a ZL1. If
So
it's
we
the
were.
ZL1, that's the only way I get a new one. And then I'm getting older, so I need a truck to pull my car at this point. So I really need a truck.
Get the truck.
Yeah.
Get the truck. I'm on that fence right now too. Like I got the truck, but it's like I want to go back to a bigger truck. And then, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I need something else to tinker on. So I don't know. We're gonna see, next month or so. My birthday coming up, so I always like to pull the trigger either on an expensive part or another car. So
When's your birthday?
March 9th. March 9th.
Okay. Okay. You was almost the best sign ever.
I was almost the best, but I'm the greatest.
Almost. Almost. You was almost. You might have another little while and you'd have been a Taurus. So, hey.
Oh yeah. Oh, he put it here. Aqua blue, synergy green, inferno orange, metallic. Yeah. IOM.
So now I will tell you this. I know from building my old school, I'll never build another one again. If it's not already in the good condition, I'm not. But the only thing I would do is change the paint and change the rims because I'm building an '86 SST top.
That's all
And when
right.
I tell you, every time I need more stuff, every time they would call me, you know that noise your cash out make when you get money? That's what it sounded like when they was talking to me. So I was like, never again. If I could get my money back that I have spent on this car, I would go ahead and sell it right now. I'm not, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna see it through. But
You
I'll
got
never build
to.
another one again.
So this is what I tell people. I'm like, people have the option of, buying a car that's old and like you could buy one that was cheap, but that means you got to put a lot of time, a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, to really get it to where you want it to be. Now, don't get me wrong, everything got to be touched anyway, but you don't want to have to do that extra work. So what I typically do is I like to start with just a clean car, so that if you cash out or if you paying a note, whatever, like even though it might not be like the best of show, at least I can go drive it. At least I can go, you know, cruise in it, let the window down, whatever it may be. I can at least enjoy it instead of it just sitting over there in the garage and I'm like spending more money just to, sit it back in the garage.
Right,
So
right.
I'm like, start clean with a clean foundation. Even if it's on rallies, no, bone stock is probably the best way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, um, like I said, it's less headache. I like to enjoy my car while I'm
Right.
modifying it. Look, and
Well,
Kurt, no.
I tell you what. I'll tell you what made me start with what. Okay, so I had an '87 SS, and it was already set up to race. I was gonna race. It had the roll cage, it had everything. And then them guys in the old school on the big rim side started all that foolishness. I said, let me go ahead and sell this one and get what I really want, which was an SST top. I wanted an '87 or an '88, but I ended up my homeboy practically gave me that 86, right?
Yeah.
But he told me all the stuff that was, he told me about the floors, he told me about all the stuff. But I don't think this was my first time building a car by myself. I built one with my brother, I built two with my ex. But it's different when it's all your money.
Right,
you
right,
the
right.
one got it's
Look,
different when you got to come out your pocket.
So the last car was my 6th gen. I had it for like 3.5 years, and then I probably put like 40, 50 in it. You know what I'm saying? And that was on a new car. So I was like, all right, at least I kind of get an idea of what I'm dealing with. So when I bought my F body, I thought to myself, like, you know what? I'm finna buy this car, my old high school car. Parts gonna be on Craigslist Marketplace. It's gonna be so cheap to build. All this are gonna be just floating everywhere. Let me tell you,
That what you thought.
total opposite. Everything is rare. The old OM parts that be rusted are the most expensive parts to buy. You know what I'm saying? So I just bit the bullet and kind of just went out. The first year I really just chilled out. Because I just wanted it as a cruiser, but a lot of people really started showing me love on this build from the beginning, and I was like, well, damn, like, all right, let me go do a little bit more. Let me go do this, and reach out to the same companies and sponsors that sponsored me on the last two builds, and I was like, well, let's see what's gonna happen. But I've had more love, on this build than any of my other ones. Like,
Because it's old
I mean, this is also the
school.
furthest I've gone to,
Because it's
but
old school.
and it could be that. It
That's
could be
why.
that. I don't know. I
Ain't
mean,
nothing like old
besides
school.
besides the only thing I hear from people is like, you just don't see a clean one like that. Usually when you see them, they like, rust buckets or, they drag cars, they gut it, so I get that side of it. You see a clean anything, you just gonna turn your head, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, no, not me. Not with the new. And let me just say this: I drive a new car, right? My Camaro is a new car. The only thing I did was put some tint and throw some forges on there. Hey, I was done. I'm good.
And that's all you, and that's the problem with new cars. It's like that's really all you need is, I mean, the paint really even good. So it's like really you just tinting the windows, putting the wheels on it, and you in the game. You know what I'm saying? For the most part,
Right.
until you go to that event where all right, somebody done went that next level, and now they got the guts done, the music done, it's wrapped. They got the wheels, the airbag. You know what I'm saying? It's that next level. But like that's why I don't understand why people buy a new Charger Challenger and then the first thing they do is wrap the car. I'm like, you got a brand new paint, and you ride on stock wheels. But that's a whole other conversation. We might get there, but
Well, I say this. I'm gonna tell you what saves me a lot. I'm a girl. Like
uh,
anytime a girl riding on 4G,
right.
we're saved.
We-
They like
so you trying to say the bar is lower for women?
that's what I'm saying. It depends on what it is, though. I say this, right? It depends on what it is. I'm in a new car. I don't got to do all that extra stuff. The car is
Right.
already a nice color. It ain't like it's just a regular color. Even when I had my red Camaro, I had rims on the red Camaro, but they wasn't 4Gs.
Right.
And I'm never a brand person. You know what I'm saying? If I like the wheels. Because them other wheels on my red Camaro, I can't even remember the brand, but it wasn't no 4Gs. And I like them and people like them. You get what I'm saying? I'm never a brand person. Just if I tomorrow for my Monte Carlo, if I find some wheels and they knockoffs, as long as I like them and I spent my money on them, can't nobody tell me nothing.
I think what it is that a lot of niggas really just be thirsty because if you post your car right,
Right,
and you got, let's just say, hey, we buy the same car,
right,
right?
right,
And we
right.
both put 40s on it. And I say I'm hardest in the city. You say you hardest in the city. Niggas gonna be on my page talking about, man, that shit weak. Oh, that shit ain't hard. Da, 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 da. But on your page, niggas gonna be like, oh, you killed it. Oh shit, you the hardest. Da 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 da. Like
That ain't why. It's just because I'm a girl. It ain't
that,
they thirsty. It's I'm a girl. I get
the
away with
niggas
it.
is
Telling you.
going. Niggas be thirsty.
Telling
They
you.
be trying to get a little love, and I mean, I get it. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
a
they be
nigga
trying to
shouldn't
get
hate
some
on no
coochie.
female
Oh,
anyway.
they be trying to get some coochie.
You already know. You already know. They gonna come out and show you some love quick. Oh shit, you killed it, bro. Look, women can come out with a V6 and put a Hellcat. They can make it look like a fake Hellcat with some sounds, you know, whatever out the exhaust, and niggas gonna be like, "Ooh, that shit hard as fuck." Like women
He
can
talking
do
about that's how
anything.
they thirsty they way in.
Right.
No, he talking about let me help you with your next one. Yeah. Now that's when they can thirsty their way in with me. Because if anybody, I'm single, but if anybody come my way and it's finna help me finish building this 86,
Yeah. Y'all gonna have to swap it out.
just in case my future husband or my future
Car
situationship
parts,
on
car
here,
parts in exchange
car
for.
parts, it will make me be really nice to you.
And my husband said, "I got a spot. I got to live at my house. Bring your car to my house."
So somebody asked, how do we feel about people who have hella bondo and then wrap their car?
So, you know, I mean, I get it if you're just trying to get by. Like, I get it because it's some cars that be rusted. They be like, I'm just gonna wrap it for right now, just to, it look decent. I get it.
Yeah.
That's how it start. But you talking about long term?
Yeah.
Nah, that's definitely not a long term thing. Yeah, nah. I try to be as meticulous as possible with the pockets that I have. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, they told me you was rich. That's what I had heard.
I'm
I mean,
shit.
I'm saying, the streets talk. That's what I heard.
Streets be lying. Streets is lying.
You know when I knew the streets be lying for real? When they said I was rich.
Because you was a female, see?
And I ain't
They
done
was like, yeah,
on
you
my car
rich.
yet.
I'm not even done. People think I'm done. I'm like,
Right.
I still I still got probably about another 30K, in the last few things I need.
Right.
And that's
Huh? How much more?
30.
Dang.
And that's gonna be like, new motor, bigger blower, repaint the whole car, and then PPF the entire car. And then that one's I can stick over everything else in there. Oh, and my music.
Mm-hmm.
So probably 40K.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Building these cars made me wish I would have took auto body instead of taking all that other stuff in school. Cause man, that's when it was free. Now I don't even think they teach that stuff in school no more.
nah, I mean you can go to them tech schools. It's some people I know that went to tech school for paint and body, and they come out and do their own thing or got their own little shop or something. Yeah, I mean, it's I tell you, it's one of them things where it's a catch-22. You can only really learn so much. There are only certain paths, but it's like people say, like, I tell somebody like, hey, J Rod Speed Shop built my car, right? And
Right.
then somebody be like, well, I built my own and da 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 da. I'm like, kudos to you, but yeah, you can go save a lot of money. You go build your own damn house, go build your own apartment complex. But no,
Right.
you let who build it? The people
Right.
that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just good at what you do. So the only thing you can do is go to work, make your money, and be able to afford to pay somebody to do it right.
Yeah. But I sure wish I knew how to do it myself. Cause let me just tell you. And then the other thing is, a lot of people have horror stories when it comes to these shops. Thank God, and knock on wood, I don't have no problem. I have never had no problem. I'm gonna tell you, even though the people that are building my car, because College Park Customs did my paint and body work, and then Baby Bird, that's Carlos' shop, they doing my motor and trans, and then I'm gonna go to Stitch by Slick for the interior, right? Even though all of these people are my people, but I tell them, let me just tell you something. I don't fraud or scam or sell no dope. Every bit of money that I get, I have to hustle it up.
Right.
I work 8 days a week. 25 hours a day. So if you do not want me to drive my car through your shop and sit and wait for the police, please do not screw me over. And I did not have to say that because all these people was my
Right.
people.
Right.
But I'm just letting you know how serious. You know, women, we be serious about our money. You know, if we let me tell you how you know if a woman love you, just in case you don't know. If she spends some money on you, bro, she F with you the long way.
Right. I feel
Because
that.
we have to go do too much to get our money. You hear me? Too much.
And somebody bought me a car part. That's a motherfucking keeper.
See what I'm saying? You better marry her. You and sister, if you on here, I'm gonna urge him to buy you a ring.
I'm gonna cut a 10 millimeter socket in half.
You know what's funny? I want a ring like that. Like I want one. No, you know what I want? The hose clamp.
Oh yeah,
I want my
yeah.
ring to look like a hose clamp, and the diamond to be in the little thing. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I want my ring to look like.
That's dope.
I already
That's
done designed it in my head, right? Hopefully, my future husband is with it.
Go to Icebox. Let him know.
Hey, no, he gonna go to Icebox, but I'm gonna tell him what I want.
I mean, you could go ahead and just tell Icebox have it drawn up in 3D, and
We
then you
ain't
can just
doing
tell
that.
him where to go
That's
put
gonna
the
be too
money.
much. See, y'all men, y'all don't like for us to push y'all the
It's
way.
easy if you
You
just tell me
you see
like
him in
that's
them comments
if
talking
you.
about that's a hint, player. I'm not hinting you. I am not hitting on you, sir. You just said that woman bought you car parts. I'm trying to get you to marry her.
That's it. You buy me some car parts. I'm like, damn, she really like a nigga.
Yeah.
So,
I probably don't even have to have a ring. You know what I really want? A Summit credit card, and I don't want my husband to trip about what I done bought on the car.
not a summit card.
Yeah, don't trip. Don't when the bill come in, don't trip.
I want to. You know what? I probably get a Holly credit card for some old school stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? I guess Summit gonna sell everything from Holly, QA1. You know everybody anyway. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right.
Summit credit card. Don't trip. He's about the ring cheaper. Probably is. You're probably right about that. So if you have not built your dream car, what is your dream car to build?
To build.
Mm-hmm. Or to possess if it's just a car that you would buy. What's your dream car?
So I got a list. You know, I
Okay.
definitely want, a Porsche 911 turbo. You know, I definitely want, Aston Martin, like a DB9, DB7.
Not an Aston Martin.
Um,
Okay.
you C6ZR1, that's on the list. Uh Chevelle Vert, I may be building my cousin Chevelle as a hard top, so I'm kind of on the fence about that one.
What
Man, I got a
year?
whole, huh?
What year Chevelle?
72.
Okay.
Yeah, he passed a couple years ago, so it's just sitting on our property in Florida. So I thought about picking it up and just doing it in his honor. But like you said, I'm like, here we go again. Here we go
Right.
again. You know what I'm saying? So
And them Chevelles, them parts getting harder and harder to find.
well, I spoke to AMD, you know what I'm saying, and I looked at all their parts and everything. The body's really good. It does need a quarter panel, but everything else is pretty straight. I think one of the fenders, the body is pretty good. And I already know the power plant I want to go with. I already know the suspension I'm gonna roll with. The paint and the body work is probably gonna be the hardest part. Like you said, I'm not trying to do any type of paint gel, anything of the such. So um I got to do my research. I like a timeline. I like a price up front. That's how I like to roll.
That sounds like you live in a dream world. But let me say this: I when you started talking about building that car, you know what I kept hearing? That sound your cash out make when you get money.
Look, that's why I don't want to go because I realize how far I've already come with this F body.
Right.
So I'm like, really the same parts. I'm about to spend the same money on that car, and I'm like, am I gonna be ready for this? Like, maybe I might need to go at a slower pace on this one, or. I don't know.
I
We're
told you
gonna
what they
see.
said.
Apparently, everybody with an F body rich.
Maybe.
I'm finna go and get this OnlyFans popping something.
I don't have an F body, so I'm out of it.
Look, I thought the F body was gonna be cheaper, but literally it's the same parts. I get QA1 everything, UMI everything. I got a K member. The same suspension. I mean, the only difference I would see is it don't have a full frame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everything else, I mean, I ain't got no billet trim on the car. There's a couple little cosmetic pieces, but as far as motor, LS motor, supercharger, suspension, wheels, paint, it's the same thing.
Right.
So
Well, listen, I'm just praying to finish mine. That's all. I've been telling God, God, please send me.
this the year. This the year right here.
God, please send me a husband that want to help me finish this car.
Well, you should just hit the lotto.
No, I rather
Don't they got a
help
sugar
me.
daddy website for you?
I rather help. I'm too old for a sugar daddy.
I know you're not.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you.
You get your nice little about an
No, them
80
sugar
year
daddies be
old,
want young girls.
nice little 80-year old dude. You know what I'm saying? That just
Them sugar daddies be want young girls. They want somebody in their 20s now.
well, they just need somebody to spend time with. That's all.
I ain't been in my 20s in a long, long, long time.
Me either. Seemed like it.
I don't know what it seemed like, but I'm telling you, I ain't been in my 20s in a long time. So, what is? It's a two-part question.
Okay.
What's one thing that you love about the car culture, and then what's one thing you hate about the car culture?
I love. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say on the good side of the car culture. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I love when people can come together, relate. You know what I'm saying? Just that camaraderie, relating, lending a helping hand, that free game, that free knowledge. Um, the cruises, just getting together and just everybody just enjoying what people just coming out to just relax. You want it that peace, and yeah, it's gonna be some rah rah yelling, but it's all fun and games, and it's cool. So I just like when everybody can come out and we all just relate to the same passion.
Right.
You know, I think that's probably the part that I love. As long as you got the same passion and the same drive, and everybody wants to see everybody win, and everybody want to do better for themselves when they build and be motivated by somebody else, and you do some other things to your car. I think that's probably the best part about it. And just seeing people's creative ideas. Like you see somebody else doing something to their car, you be like, damn, I like that. That's a good idea. I ain't even think about that. Hey, where you get that from? Hey, my people over here, tell them I sent you. Um, so it's like the connections that you make. I've made connections from the East Coast to West Coast. Either from somebody that owns a car, owns a shop, owns a company,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. All walks of life. So the connections are priceless.
What's the part you don't like?
The part I don't like is in today's world is people accepting the half-assedness. You know what I'm saying?
Expound on that.
We were just talking about it earlier in the group chat. Like, now now there's a car meet, or every day of the week there's a pop-up meet, and then
Okay.
people are going there with a half-ass car and talking about I'm the hardest in the city, and you didn't even do nothing to the car. Or the ones that want the most attention are the ones, they're the loudest. They're the loudest out there that want the most attention.
Right.
And it's like you haven't even done anything. Like the car culture is about, yeah, if you got a project that you're working on, cool. People respect, you know, you you building a car. People respect somebody building a car.
Right.
We enjoy the process.
Right. It's
But
levels.
huh?
It's levels.
Right. It's levels to it.
Right.
But when you're not progressing in it. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of people that just are stagnant. Car shit is expensive. It's an expensive hobby.
Facts.
You know, the person with the most money is typically gonna be the one that's gonna always win, and that's just how the game go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's like even with like some of these new cars, like, and I don't knock nobody with a new car, but it's like, to just go out and burn up a spot, or get the police called, and the racing scene is burnt out. Like it was all about, like, you was like a street racer. Anybody that was street racing, you wanted it low key. We trying to go to a spot. We ain't trying to disturb nobody. We don't want no police call. We all want we all want the car people in that spot, and we
Right.
have a good time.
Right.
Now they want to go and say, all right, we're gonna go to this spot. We're gonna post it on a public social media.
Right.
We finna go shoot flames, fireworks, burnouts, donuts, and we want people to be annoyed and to call the police. And we want to stream it, and we want to
Right.
record it, and we want to
Right.
post it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like the game is fucked up. It's like everybody, you should be trying to modify your car, do the best that you can, be meticulous about the work. You know what I'm saying? Do your best and just come out to those shows and enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I ain't gonna say like I ain't did it. You know what I'm saying? If everybody know me, they know, Puerto Rican Johnny. You know what I'm saying? I made the news. Everybody know about the 285 takeover on 285. So it's like I done been there, done that. I get it. I done been young. I done did it. But at the same time, I'm just like, there's a time, there's a place, and it's I don't, I the game just
Okay,
be
okay, we're
messed
gonna
up,
come
man.
back to that. He said, let's talk about that Chrysler 300 with the Lamborghini doors, and then we're gonna talk about making the news. So we gotta just go on. Let's talk about that Chrysler 300. Then we're gonna talk about making the news.
All right, like I said earlier, my Chrysler 300. I was still young, and I was making some good money. I had my 300 Chargers Challengers was out, and the same thing. It was like the motivation in the car game. So you got Stunt Sunday, Big Lat, KJ, Moreland, and every man. I tell you, like them probably 2009 to like 2013. Everybody was going hard. Like, you had the whip, you had the wheels. Everybody was building their motors. Puerto Rican Johnny, cut a check. All the car clubs. You know what I'm saying? EA Stunners, the Street Whips. Everybody was outside on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to come hard. Everybody wanted to go to what's it called? Something Head Drag Strip. What's it called?
Headhunter.
Headhunter Drag Strip. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
everybody was always trying to like do their best when it comes to the car
Right.
stuff. Lamborghini doors, music, whatever.
So you had to
So
get the Lamborghini doors.
so we had it was a car show coming up. I forgot what it was. So I did the Lamborghini doors on the front. So EA Stunners and damn, what's the Mopar Club?
He said stunt. Was it for Stunt Fest?
It might have been Stunt Fest. It might have been Stunt Fest. It was at Headhunter, but
Okay.
so EA Stunners, I was a part of, and it was the Mopar Club. I can't think of the name, brain fart. But everybody's going back and forth. So we all had Lamborghini doors. It was like 4 or 5 of us. Even Lauren Peters, she came down from South Carolina. Carrie, Carrie with AE or MMI. He had Lamborghini doors. So I was like, well, how can I level up? You know what I'm saying? So I went to Sunroof Guru. This was in like 2012, and I was like, man, I want a sunroof. So he was like, all right, it'll be like 1,000 for like the smaller roof. I was like, man, what's the best one you got? Because I'm one of them people like, let me get the best. I bought.
Told you was
I,
rich.
I was making some good money there. You know what I'm saying? So I bought the biggest panoramic roof that he offered at the time. It was $2,000. I was like, fuck yeah. So came out with the roof Lamborghini doors, and I was like, when I pull up to the car show, I'm gonna have my roof, I'm gonna have my head out the roof and Lamborghini doors up, right? So I went to Sunday that Sunday, and I did it. So I was like, damn, everybody already see what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? But I needed something for this show that I was gonna pop out. So I hit up 3G Customs. They was in Macon because they did a lot of the air suspension and Mopar stuff at the time, and they had a rear Lamborghini door set in stock. Went down to Macon, picked it up. My boys, Chris, both Chris's, they helped me install it. So then we went down to the car show at that time, and I pulled in, all four doors up, my head out the panoramic roof. I'm coming in, you know what I'm saying, side to side. EA Stunners, we was on the map, you know what I'm saying?
Cam said you almost broke your arm trying to let that back door up.
Man, that little bitty door, you know, you try to put your arm back there, but once you gotta get it in motion, it throw up. You know what I'm saying? So, but because the shock's good, you know, the shock's good on them damn doors.
All
So,
right, let's talk about you making the news. What happened?
man, so you know, Puerto Rican Johnny had passed, and we had decided to do a memorial ride around 285. I think it came from College Park.
Right.
I think it came from College Park. Cam was there, you know. So we get on the highway. It's like we like 50, 60 cars deep. Everybody just cruising, playing music, and me, um, who else was it? Me, Big Chris, you know, boss man, Chris with he had the orange avalanche. Uh, who else? Damn, what's his name with the? I have the brain. I can't think. He had a Trans Am. Oh, and MDZ, me, Chris, um, two other people. Um, we was all on the highway. Everybody, you know, lane to lane. So we blocking traffic. So anybody behind us can't get through.
Right.
So we literally anything ahead of us is just 285 is wide open. So we noticed it. So I had my fifth gen Camaro. I flew up there. A couple other people flew up, and then we looked back and we was like, "Damn, we can't even see nobody. We so far ahead." So what's his name pulled over. He started recording. So we started doing donuts on the highway. 285, you know what I'm saying? And we get out the cars, we like, you know, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You know, throwing, you know, everybody parked. We took a big ass photo. I still got the photo on the page. It's probably floating around somewhere. And we left. Went to the park after that. YouTube at the time. So after we posted it on YouTube, it blew up. I mean, it went viral, and you know, YouTube was still relatively new at that time. It blew up. So you got so many people commenting on it, commenting. You got good and bad. So we did it as memorial. So, you know, it was a lot of, you know, these people, you know what I'm saying? They didn't like it. They was like, oh, I bet you a bunch of black folks on welfare and da 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 da. You know, we like whatever. So I'm riding back from Albany. I had got a ticket I had to pay. I'm riding back from Albany, and everybody like, yo, check the news. I'm like, bet. So I pull up the news app on my phone, and I'm thinking like, you know, they doing the news channel doing a story. They go out to the highway, see the marks. I'm thinking like it's all good. Like they see why we did it as something positive, even though you know we left some burnout marks on the highway. They looking at it as something positive. They got the state patrol office. They got the state patrol manager, whatever. He was like, you know, this is just completely stupid. We're gonna do a full investigation. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm taking all my stickers off my car. I'm like, let me get low. And this happened like in August, October of like 12. So I'm thinking it's the spot done cooled off. I really done kind of forgot about it. One morning, January on a Thursday, I'm at the crib, and no, you know, people don't usually know where I stay. So I'm thinking it's like the maintenance man. All I hear is, so I just go walk to the door. I just open it. You know, I ain't got nothing to hide. Are you Chad? I'm like, yep. They're like, you under arrest. It's like 6 police officers outside. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, did I kill somebody accidentally or something? Like what the fuck going on? You
How
know what I'm
long
saying?
after that happened
This
did
was
they come to your
like
house?
5, 6 months. So they had been doing an investigation this whole period. So they took me down, to the state patrol office over there by the zoo, and they was like, you know what, we got you in here. I'm like, nah, like
Nope.
I have no idea. It was like, hold on. He walked over to the TV, pressed play, got the YouTube video playing, got me doing donuts with the window down, got my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was like, all right, yeah, you see it right there. I did what it is. I ain't got nothing else on me. Whatever. I said, I don't know anybody else that was there. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they pulled me out, and then I see, I can't think his fucking man. Brain fart. Anyways, I saw him in the hallway. So they had interrogated. They had picked him up too. So we leave out the state patrol office, and you see all the camera crews outside. All the news stations outside. I'm think like you would really think like it was
You
on some
killed
capital
somebody.
murder shit. Yes. So I'm walking in my pajamas with my head down and shit. Like, so they booked him, because he recorded us doing donuts. They booked me on like 6, 7 counts, but it was just like speeding ticket. It was like speeding, reckless driving, illegal U-turn. But it was like $7,500 in tickets. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
say
had to
seventy
bond
five
out
hundred dollars in tickets or per ticket?
in
Okay.
tickets. They were just like misdemeanor. It was like 1,000 a piece, and I think one was like $500.
Okay.
So bonded out, and then Atlanta court system slow, so it took about 2 years. MDZ, they found he already got. They were looking for him. They couldn't find him, but he was able to lawyer up. So once he lawyered up, they had a plea deal. He turned himself in. He booked right out. I was in Rice Street for like 3 days, and then I can't think his goddamn name. Death Row Racing. What's his name? Death Row Racing.
Is it Rod?
Uh He had the Trans Am. They got the. I can't think his fucking name. What's his name? Just passed with the Monte Carlo with the pink one.
Gavin.
So Gavin, who's with Gavin? The president of their race car team. I'm having the brain fart. I can't think, but same thing with him. He ain't never get caught. He ain't never get caught. He the only one that got away scot free.
That's a good thing. Everybody didn't get caught.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 4 of us they was looking for. 3 of us they got. Everything got thrown out. We just had to pay. I had to pay a fine, $1,000 fine. Everything else got thrown out though. I ain't get no points of suspended license, so everything was it
Five.
was.
It took them 5 months to find you.
So what's crazy? I didn't even know it, but he was like, because I was at the time I had left. I was working at AT&T. I left AT&T, and I was looking for another job. And I remember I had a job at the DMV. Right, I was trying to get a government job, and the guy was telling me, he was like, "Yeah, man, we've been doing an investigation. Like, I saw you go to the DMV. I saw you go to this store. That." I was like, "Y'all niggas really was following me." Like,
Right.
but like I say, it wasn't nothing huge for me. So I was like, I ain't got no criminal record or nothing. Like, what am I really, looking over my shoulder for? You know what I'm saying? So for a minute, I had some little PTSD. Like every time I see the police, I'm like, making sure I'm my shit straight. But definitely water under the bridge, life lesson learned. That's why I be trying to preach to these YNs. Like, I get
Right.
it. I,
Right.
I truly get it. But it's just a time and a motherfucking place.
And they
And now
recently,
to seeing high.
well, that wasn't recently. Remember them young guys blocked off the highway? When did that happen? What did that happen? Like 2 years ago?
I think that was like
Was it a year
the
ago?
beginning of last year.
I was like, ain't no way. People ain't no way.
And that's what I'm saying. Like now they want to do the stuff in front of everybody where people are annoyed and bothered and they want to call the police. And we did it, what I'm saying? Like I said, we blocked the traffic. It was for a memorial ride, and we just did it on some momentary. Like real people that like really be into cars, they trying to go do their dirt on the low.
Right.
Like, we're gonna go to a spot and race and record it, or we're gonna do donuts where it's quiet and record it. We not trying to be in the middle of the highway shooting fireworks, bringing a shitload of attention.
Right.
It's just we all try to keep it a close knit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I think that's where the game has changed because attention is the biggest drug these days. Attention.
Right.
You, like somebody just posted a video. It might be on World Star or something. You know what I'm saying? I got it, and the dude is rapping with the mic. They do like the from the street where they rapping with the mic in the street. Slides up the U-Haul truck. He got two people fucking in the back of the U-Haul truck while he rapping. Of course, they blurring it out, but you clearly see the fucking and sucking in the back of a U-Haul truck. And I'm like, if that ain't the most attention getting, and that's what it come down to is like attention is just a drug. Instead of just, and I did, so this is what I tell people, like, I can go to a car meet, I'm gonna pull in, I'm gonna probably, hit the gas a little bit, the blower going off, you hit a cam, the car look good, I'm gonna park it, I'm gonna pop the hood. People gonna walk over, they're gonna record it, they wanna see the car. I ain't gotta do nothing extra. A
Right.
person over there that when you drive in, ain't nothing done to your car, and they're like, damn, I ain't getting no attention. The first thing they do, they gonna rev their shit. They're gonna
Right.
try to shoot flames. They're gonna do a burnout
Right.
because they want that attention. It's really a drug. And then you do all that, burn your tires up, blow your motor up, all of that for 3 likes. Three
Right.
likes, 100 views. And now ain't nobody gonna help you when you talking about you got to GoFundMe because you done blew your car up or you
Not
need some
even
new
that. Them
tires.
folks still gonna want their car payment because you 9 times out of 10 still paying
The
on it. So you
banks
might
still want their money.
so you might want to not do all that.
It ain't worth it. And I mean, people trying to get me like, hey, turn up. Every once in a while, I might, do a little burnout, do a little slide or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's super rare to catch me just, you know, stop burning rubber at least multiple times. You might get me once every 6 months because tires ain't cheap.
Yeah, and you done got a little older, so you know.
Well, like I said, I don't need any extra attention. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Right.
the car gonna speak for
Right.
itself.
Well, here's the other thing, right? Like you said, it's levels, right? But also, a lot of the cars, and do you find this to be your experience as well? A lot of the cars that I see on the internet, when I see them in person, I'll be like, ain't no way that's that same car. That is not that same car. They done filtered, filtered that car, and they done, and this ain't that same car. I done seen some cars, and I see them on the internet, and I was like, nah, no.
People tell me they were like, "Man, your car's so clean." I'm like it's clean, but I'm like, I know the flaws that they got. Like,
Right.
it's some flaws. I need my bumper repainted, and you know what I'm saying. There's a little scratch here. I need to get. You know what I'm saying. It's like for the most part, it's clean. I drive it, but I'm always trying to make it better. I'm not gonna just be stagnant and put on like it's the hardest in the city. I mean, of course, and I said this. This is like my quote. I always say like the goal is always to be the best. That's always to be the best. Am I gonna get there? Probably not, because the person with the most money is probably gonna win.
Right.
But when people have the conversations about who's the best, like who your top five, who did it, I just want to be in that conversation to be brought up of who is the best, who y'all like the most. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about the great like basketball player, like you got Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Curry, da 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 da. Nobody will ever know like really who's the best. Statistically, yeah, you probably could, but just to be in that conversation is
Right.
enough to be like, shit, I'm one of the greats.
Right. Right. That part. Um, when you're no longer
Somebody
here and doing the
said
car
clean from
stuff,
far and far from clean.
that's good. Oh, that's good.
That's a
Oh, that's
good one,
good. Yeah.
right?
When you're no longer here, and doing the car stuff, what would you like for your legacy to be?
um, I think my legacy is that I just bring some joy, some laughs, some good times, and somebody, and people learn from me. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the biggest thing. Like people actually took away something from me. Um, I put them on to something. We had a good time. We had a good laugh. I bought them a drink, bought them something to eat. They had a family member pass. I gave to their GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just always giving, and I'm a good spirit. I'm a good person.
Right. What are you open to collaboration, and where can people catch you? What tell us about all your socials. What can we do to support your movement?
Hey, if invite me to some of your shows, your events, my socials, No Chill Chad, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, my website, nochillchad.com. Like I said, invite me to a lot of your shows. I'm one of those people where I'm gonna travel. If I can take the car, I'll try to take the car. If it's far, you want me to host an event, I know my stuff. If you need somebody to judge a car, at a car show, I know my shit. I'm not gonna lie about it. If I don't know, I'm always willing to learn at the same time. I don't know everything. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot. No Chill Chad, ATL Muscle. Went from, and that's the other thing. I've been around from Atlanta to Tampa to Houston. I've seen a lot of car cultures. I lived in Hawaii. It's like I've seen all the car cultures, and I see where it's going. For the people that really want to do it right. So,
anything else you got before we get out of here?
Man, I appreciate everybody. If everybody tuned in, locked in, that just came over here to just see me talk. People that ain't even seen my face before or something like that. I'm real. I got a 9 to 5. I just work hard and I enjoy the car culture. Hit me up, slide in my DM. I got some merch on my page. I got some new merch coming. And hopefully this year I'll have a new build to start on that as well.
Because he's rich, guys. Okay. Thank you so much for for sitting down with me. I really, really appreciate this. I do want to say this. I know I've been doing, this year is going on 6 years of the show, right? I appreciate every time one of you guys take the time to sit down and talk to me, because I don't pay you for your time. I can't afford to pay you for your time, but time is valuable. Time is money. And I just appreciate, and I'm humbled by the fact that when I do reach out to you guys, it's always, sure, what you want to do? When we going to do it? I really, really, really appreciate that, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with
me. Yeah. I appreciate it.
So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Everybody, all the F body guys to the front. I know they got A body, B body, G body, all these other bodies, but y'all don't forget about the F bodies, man. The F bodies going hard. 2025 is our year. There's a couple of heavy hitters, from the West Coast to the down south to the East Coast. We coming, man. There's gonna be some pressure in 2025 with the F bodies.
We gonna see about that, because the G body people, we trying to,
It's too many of y'all, but hey, the F body is some pressure.
Well, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you sitting down with us. Hey. We appreciate you sitting down with us. Thank you so much.
Midwest too. All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
Later.
Guys, so if y'all missed any of tonight's episode of Rising Vibes with No Chill Chad, you can catch the full replay on YouTube. You can do that by clicking the link in my bio and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's episode of Rising Vibes. I'll see you guys next Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Rising Vibes. Have a good night.